It's finally happening. If you're reading this message right now, before November Soost arrives, you need to understand something critical that most people will never know. November Soost is not just the first day of a new month. It's the most powerful manifestation day of the entire year. It's a cosmic reset point. It's a spiritual new year. It's the day when the universe is most receptive to receiving your intentions, your declarations, your wishes for what you want to create in the coming months. But here's what almost nobody tells you, what most spiritual teachers won't say, what you absolutely must understand. If you want your wishes to actually manifest, you must be completely alone on November 1st. Not just physically alone for part of the day, completely alone. From the moment you wake up until the moment you go to sleep. No conversations, no interactions, no phone calls, no text messages, no social media, no contact with any other human being. If you are not alone on November Soost, if you allow other people's energy into your space on this sacred day, if you let anyone else's thoughts, opinions, doubts, or frequencies contaminate the pure manifestation field that's available to you, you will ruin your wishes, not diminish them, not delay them, ruin them, destroy them, render them powerless. Everything you want to create in November and beyond, everything you're hoping will manifest, everything you're planning to call in, it will be blocked, contaminated, or completely cancelled if you're not alone on November 1st. This is not a suggestion. This is not a nice idea if you have time. This is a spiritual law. This is how manifestation actually works when you understand the deeper mechanics of reality. And if you ignore this instruction, if you think you know better, if you decide that being with people on November Soost is more important than protecting your manifestation power, you will spend the next year wondering why nothing you wished for came true. You'll be confused about why your intentions didn't manifest. You'll be frustrated that everyone else seems to be receiving breakthrough while you're still stuck. And the reason will be simple. You weren't alone on November 1st when you should have been. If something inside you is already resisting this message, if part of you is thinking that's too extreme, or I can't possibly be alone all day, or this doesn't apply to me, that resistance is exactly why you need to hear this. That resistance is your ego trying to protect itself from the power you're about to access. That resistance is fear of what might happen if you actually align with your full manifestation potential. Don't let resistance stop you from receiving the most important spiritual instruction you'll get all year. Let me explain why November Soost specifically is so powerful and why being alone on this day is absolutely non-negotiable if you want your wishes to manifest. November Soost is what spiritual traditions call a portal day. A day when the energetic fabric of reality is more malleable than usual. When the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is thin. When what you declare carries exponentially more creative power than on ordinary days. Think of reality like clay. Most days the clay is hard, already formed, resistant to change. Your wishes and intentions can affect it, but slowly, gradually, with significant effort required. But on certain days, portal days, the clay becomes soft, pliable, receptive to being shaped. And November Soost is one of the most powerful portal days of the entire year, because it marks multiple significant transitions simultaneously. First, it's the transition from October to November. October, as you know, if you've been paying attention to spiritual cycles, is the month of death, endings, release, and letting go. It's when the old dies so the new can be born. November is the month of rebirth, new beginnings, manifestation, and creation. So November Soost is the pivot point between death and rebirth, between ending and beginning, between what was and what will be. And at pivot points, at transition moments, the universe is maximally receptive to new input, new declarations, new intentions about what you want to create. Second, November Soost follows immediately after October 31st, Halloween, Samhain. the day when the veil is at its absolute thinnest. On October 32nd, the spiritual and physical realms are so close that they're practically touching. And that thinness doesn't instantly disappear when midnight strikes. It carries over into November Soost, creating a window of several hours where you still have enhanced access to spiritual dimensions, to higher frequencies, to the realm where your wishes exist as potentials waiting to be called into physical manifestation. Third November Soost in many spiritual traditions is considered a Day of the Dead or All Saints' Day, a day specifically dedicated to honoring those who have passed, to connecting with ancestors, to accessing wisdom from beyond the physical realm. Whether you're religious or not, the collective consciousness of humanity focusing on this theme on November 1st creates a powerful energetic field. It creates an opening, and you can use that opening not just to connect with the deceased, but to connect with the realm of infinite potential, where all your wishes already exist and are simply waiting for you to call them into form. When you combine all three of these factors, the transition point between months, the lingering thinness of the veil from October 32nd, and the collective focus on spiritual connection, November 6th becomes a day of unprecedented manifestation power. What you declare on this day doesn't just enter the universe as a wish or hope or prayer. It enters as a command. It enters with the authority of someone who understands cosmic timing and is aligning with the natural rhythms of creation. And this is crucial, this power is only accessible if you are alone. If you protect your energy field, if you don't allow any contamination from other people's frequencies. Because here's what most people don't understand about manifestation. It's not just about what you think or what you say. It's about the energetic frequency you're emanating when you think it and say it. And your frequency is dramatically affected by who you're around. Let me explain exactly what happens energetically when you're around other people on November 1st and why it ruins your wishes. Every human being is a broadcast station, constantly emanating an energetic frequency based on their thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and consciousness level. When you're in the presence of another person, your energy field and their energy field overlap, intermingle, affect each other. This is why you can walk into a room and immediately feel the mood without anyone saying a word. This is why certain people drain you just by being near them. This is why you pick up on emotions and thoughts that aren't even yours. On ordinary days, this energetic mingling is relatively harmless. You can be around people, interact with them, and still maintain a reasonable degree of energetic sovereignty. But November Soost is not an ordinary day. On November Soost, your energy field is exceptionally open, receptive, and porous because you're in manifestation mode. You're in creation mode. You're calling things into being. And in that state, you're like a sponge, absorbing everything around you, taking in every frequency you encounter, allowing every energy you come into contact with to mix with your own. So when you're around other people on November Soost, here's what happens. Their doubts mix with your faith. Their fears mix with your courage. Their limitations mix with your possibilities. Their negative beliefs about what's possible mix with your positive expectations. Their skepticism about manifestation mixes with your certainty. Their lower frequency pulls down your higher frequency. And this mixing, this contamination, this energetic pollution, it doesn't just weaken your wishes. It can completely cancel them out. Think about it like this. Imagine you're making a recipe that requires pure, clean water. And you have that water, perfectly pure, ready to use. But then someone comes along and pours a cup of muddy water into your clean water. Now your water isn't pure anymore. It's contaminated, and the recipe won't work the way it's supposed to because the main ingredient has been compromised. That's exactly what happens when you're around other people on November 1st. Your pure manifestation frequency gets contaminated by their frequencies. Your clear intentions get muddied by their confusion. Your powerful wishes get diluted by their doubts, and the result is that your manifestation doesn't work the way it's supposed to. The wishes you make on November 1st either don't manifest at all, or they manifest in distorted forms, or they take much longer to manifest than they should. And it doesn't matter if the people you're around are positive or negative, supportive or unsupportive, conscious or unconscious. Any human interaction on November 1st creates energetic mixing that compromises your manifestation power. Even if someone loves you, even if they want the best for you, even if they're trying to be helpful, their presence in your field on November 1st is contamination. Because manifestation at this level on this day requires absolute purity of frequency. It requires that your energy field contains only your intentions, only your wishes, only your declarations, with zero interference from anyone else. Now let me be very specific about what not being alone means. Because some of you will try to find loopholes, will try to justify why your particular situation is different, will try to convince yourself that certain types of interaction don't count, but they all count. Any form of human contact on November 1st compromises your manifestation power. Being in the physical presence of another person obviously counts. If you're in the same room, the same house, the same building as someone else on November 1st, you're not alone. Their energy is in your field. Your wishes are being contaminated. But it's not just physical presence. Phone calls count. Video calls count. Text message conversations count. Social media interactions count. Emails count. Any form of communication with another human being creates an energetic connection, a mixing of frequencies, a contamination of your manifestation field. Even thinking extensively about another person counts. If you spend November 2nd obsessing about someone, worrying about someone, being angry at someone, planning what you're going to say to someone, you're not truly alone. You've allowed that person into your consciousness, into your energy field, into the sacred space that should be reserved exclusively for you and your manifestation work on this day. Some of you live with family, parents, children, spouses, roommates. Some of you have work obligations. Some of you are thinking there's no way I can be completely alone all day. I understand life has practical constraints, but understand this. If you cannot be alone on November 1st, if you cannot create the conditions that manifestation requires, then you are choosing to sacrifice your wishes. You are choosing to compromise your manifestation power. You are choosing to let practical constraints override spiritual law. And that's your choice to make. But you can't make that choice and then wonder why your wishes don't come true. You can't compromise the conditions and expect to get the full results. You can't contaminate your frequency and expect your manifestations to be pure and powerful. If being completely alone all day on November 1st is truly impossible, if there is absolutely no way to create that space, then do the best you can with what you have. Be alone for as many hours as possible. Minimize interactions. Keep them brief and superficial. Protect your energy fiercely during any necessary contacts. But understand that every moment you're not alone. Every interaction you have, every energetic mixing that occurs, it's reducing your manifestation power. It's diluting your wishes. It's compromising the results you'll see. Let me paint you two pictures so you can see clearly what the difference looks like between being alone on November 1st and not being alone. Picture 1. You are completely alone on November 1st. You wake up in the morning, and the first thing you do is sit in silence, tune into your own energy, and begin to declare your intentions for November and beyond. You speak your wishes out loud with power and clarity. You write them down. You visualize them. You feel the emotions of already having them. And as you do this work, your energy field is pure, clean, undiluted. It's like a laser beam, focused, coherent, powerful. Your intentions go out into the universe with maximum force. The universe receives them clearly, without distortion, without interference. And the manifestation process begins immediately, powerfully, effectively. Throughout the day, you maintain this pure frequency. You stay in manifestation mode. You keep declaring, visualizing, feeling, believing. You don't let anything or anyone pull you out of that state. By the end of November Soost, you've spent an entire day broadcasting your wishes at maximum power in complete alignment with the cosmic energies that make this day so special. You've used the portal. You've worked with the thinness of the veil. You've aligned with the transition energy. And your wishes have been planted in the most fertile manifestation soil available all year. In the days and weeks that follow, you start seeing evidence. Synchronicities appear. Opportunities present themselves. People show up with exactly what you need. Doors open. Resources flow. Your wishes begin manifesting. Not someday in the distant future, but soon, visibly, undeniably, because you did the work correctly. You protected your energy. You stayed alone. You maintained purity of frequency, and the universe responded accordingly. Picture 2. You wake up on November Soost and immediately your phone is buzzing. Text messages from friends, social media notifications, family members in the house wanting to talk. You think, I'll just respond real quick and then I'll do my manifestation work. But that quick response turns into a conversation. That conversation involves you in someone else's drama, someone else's problems, someone else's energy. Their frequency enters your field. Their doubts contaminate your faith. Their confusion dilutes your clarity. Throughout the day, you try to find moments to focus on your wishes, but you keep getting interrupted. Phone calls, responsibilities, people needing your attention. Each interaction pulls you further away from manifestation mode. Each contact dilutes your frequency more. Each conversation adds more contamination to your energy field. By the end of November Soost, you feel frustrated that you didn't get to do the manifestation work you wanted to do. But more importantly, energetically, what happened is this. Your wishes went out into the universe weak, diluted, contaminated, unclear, mixed with the doubts, fears, and limitations of everyone you interacted with. The universe received a muddled message instead of a clear command. And as a result, the manifestation process is compromised from the start. In the days and weeks that follow, nothing much happens. You wait for signs that your wishes are manifesting. You look for synchronicities. You expect opportunities, but they don't come. Or they come in distorted forms that aren't quite what you wanted, or they take forever to show up. And you wonder why manifestation doesn't work for you, why other people seem to have success while you don't, why your wishes never seem to come true. And the answer is simple. You didn't protect your energy on November 1st. You weren't alone when you needed to be alone. You compromised the conditions that manifestation requires. If you're reading this before November Soost, if you still have time to prepare, let me tell you exactly what you need to do to set yourself up for success. Don't wait until November Soost arrives and then try to figure this out. Prepare now. Make your plan now. Create the conditions now. First, look at your schedule for November Soost. What commitments do you have? What can be moved? What can be cancelled? What can be rescheduled? Be ruthless about this. Your wishes, your ability to manifest what you want for the next year, are more important than almost anything on your calendar. Reschedule that meeting. Move that appointment. Tell people you're not available on November Soost, and don't explain why. You don't owe anyone an explanation for taking a day for yourself. Second, if you live with other people, have a conversation with them now. Explain that you need November Soost completely to yourself for personal spiritual practice, and it's extremely important to you. Ask them to give you space, to not disturb you, to leave you alone for the entire day. If they live with you and can't leave, ask them to stay in a different part of the house and to not interact with you. Set clear boundaries now so there's no confusion or conflict on the day itself. Third, turn off your phone on November 1st or put it in airplane mode. Better yet, give it to someone else to hold so you're not tempted to check it. Set up an auto-response for any calls or messages saying you're unavailable and will respond on November 2nd. Remove the temptation to break your aloneness by removing access to the devices that would allow you to break it. Fourth, prepare what you're going to eat on November 1st so you don't have to go out, don't have to order delivery, don't have to interact with anyone to get food. Simple, easy meals that you can prepare yourself without leaving your space. Stock your kitchen now with what you need. Fifth, decide now where you're going to spend November 1st, ideally at home, in your own space. But if your home environment doesn't allow for complete aloneness, consider other options. Can you get a hotel room for the night? Can you stay at a friend's place who won't be there? Can you find a quiet Airbnb? Do what you need to do to create a space where you can be completely alone without interruption. Sixth, plan your manifestation practices for November 1st. Don't wing it. Know ahead of time what wishes you're going to declare, what intentions you're going to set, what visualizations you're going to do, what emotions you're going to feel. Write it out ahead of time, so on November 1st you can just execute the plan without having to think about what to do. Now let me give you the specific ritual you should perform on November 1st when you are alone, because being alone is only half of the equation. What you do in that aloneness is the other half. This ritual is designed to maximize the manifestation power available on this portal day. Follow it exactly as I describe it. Wake up as early as you can on November 1st, ideally at sunrise or before. The early morning hours carry the purest energy of the new day. Don't check your phone. Don't turn on the television. Don't consume any external media. Keep your consciousness pure from the moment you wake up. The first thing you do is cleanse yourself physically and energetically. Take a shower or bath, and as the water runs over you, visualize it washing away all energy, all residue from October, all doubts and fears and limitations. See yourself being cleansed completely, becoming a blank slate, pure potential, ready to be filled with new intentions. After cleansing, sit in a comfortable position in your sacred space, wherever you've decided to spend this day. Close your eyes. Take several deep breaths. Ground yourself in your body and in this present moment. Feel gratitude for being alive, for having this opportunity, for understanding the significance of this day. Now speak this declaration out loud with power and conviction. I claim November 1st as my manifestation day. I'm completely alone so that my energy remains pure. I'm open to receiving all that the universe has prepared for me. I'm aligned with the highest frequency of creation. What I declare today carries the full power of cosmic law. My wishes are commands. My intentions are reality taking form. I'm a conscious creator, and I use this sacred day to call forth everything I desire. After this declaration, take out a journal or paper and write down your wishes for what you want to manifest in November and the coming months. Be specific. Don't write vague things like, I want to be happy or I want things to get better. Write specific, measurable, clear intentions. I manifest $20,000 by December 31st. I attract my ideal romantic partner by January 25th. I receive the job offer I've been seeking by November 20th. I heal the relationship with my mother by Thanksgiving. I lose 25 pounds by Christmas. Write at least 20 wishes, but no more than 20. If you have too many, you dilute your focus. If you have too few, you're not fully utilizing the power of this day. Find the balance. And as you write each wish, feel it as already done. Feel the emotion of having received it. Feel the gratitude. Feel the joy. Feel the relief. Let those emotions fill your body as you write. After writing your wishes, read them out loud one by one, not in your head, out loud. Let your voice carry these intentions into the air, into the universe, into the quantum field where all potential exists. As you speak each wish, visualize it as already manifested. See yourself living the reality where this wish has come true. Make it vivid. Make it detailed. Make it real in your imagination. Then take a few moments with each wish to identify any doubt, any disbelief, any "but how will that happen" thoughts that arise. Notice them, acknowledge them, and consciously release them. Say out loud, "I release all doubt about this wish. I release all need to know how it will happen. I trust the universe to manifest this in the perfect way at the perfect time. I believe this is already done in the spiritual realm and is now making its way into my physical reality." After you've gone through all your wishes, writing them, speaking them, visualizing them, releasing doubt about them, fold the paper and place it somewhere significant, on your altar, if you have one, under your pillow, in a special box, somewhere that honors the sacredness of what you just did. And then let it go. Don't obsess about your wishes. Don't keep checking the paper. Don't keep worrying about whether they'll manifest. You planted the seeds. Now let them grow. Spend the rest of November Toost in high-frequency activities. Meditate. Do yoga. Take a walk in nature if you can do so without encountering people. Listen to music that uplifts you. Read books that inspire you. Create art, dance, sing. Do whatever makes you feel joy, peace, gratitude, love, the highest frequency emotions. Keep your vibration high all day because you're still in the manifestation window. The more time you spend in elevated emotions on November 1st, the more you're magnetizing your wishes toward you. Avoid low-frequency activities. Don't watch the news. Don't consume negative content. Don't think about problems. Don't rehash the past. Don't worry about the future. Stay present. Stay positive. Stay in manifestation mode from morning until you go to sleep. Before bed on November 1st, do one final practice. Sit quietly and speak this closing declaration. I have used this sacred day well. I have planted powerful seeds in fertile soil. I've declared my wishes with authority and clarity. I now release them to the universe knowing they are already mine. I trust the manifestation process. I believe in divine timing. I expect to see evidence of my wishes manifesting quickly and easily. I'm grateful for what's already on its way to me. And so it is. Then sleep with complete peace, knowing you've done everything required to manifest your wishes. You've aligned with cosmic timing. You've protected your energy by being alone. You've declared with power. You've visualized with emotion. You've released doubt and resistance. You've maintained high frequency. You've done your part. Now the universe does its part. In the days immediately following November Soost, pay attention. Your wishes have been planted, and they will begin sprouting quickly if you did the ritual correctly while truly alone. You'll start seeing synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that confirm your wishes are manifesting. You'll encounter people who have exactly what you need. You'll receive information that points you in the right direction. You'll get ideas that you need to act on. You'll feel intuitive nudges to do certain things or go certain places. Don't ignore these signs. Don't dismiss them as random. Don't talk yourself out of following the guidance. The universe is responding to your November test declarations by orchestrating circumstances, arranging meetings, opening doors, and providing exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Your job is to recognize the signs and act on them. Also, be aware that some of your wishes might manifest in unexpected ways. You asked for a specific amount of money. It might come through a source you didn't anticipate. You asked for a romantic partner. They might show up in a context you weren't expecting. You asked for a job. The opportunity might look different than you imagined, but be better than what you asked for. Don't reject manifestations because they don't match your specific mental picture. Stay open, stay flexible. Trust that the universe knows what it's doing. And finally, maintain your faith even if you don't see immediate evidence. Some wishes manifest within days. Some take weeks, some take months. But if you did the work correctly on November 1st, while completely alone, if you maintained pure frequency, if you declared with power and released with trust, your wishes are manifesting. The wheels are in motion. The universe is working on your behalf. Just because you can't see the full picture yet doesn't mean nothing is happening. Seeds are growing underground before they break through the soil. Your wishes are forming in the invisible realm before they appear in the visible realm. Trust the process. Let me end by telling you what will happen if you ignore this message. If you decide that being alone on November Soust isn't necessary, if you let other people into your space on this sacred manifestation day, you'll go through November Soust like any other day. You'll interact with people. You'll be on your phone. You'll live your normal life. And you might even try to do some manifestation work in between all the interactions and distractions. But it won't work. Not the way it should, not the way it would if you'd been alone. Your wishes will go out into the universe weak, contaminated, diluted. The universe will receive them mixed with everyone else's doubts and fears and limitations. And as a result, one of three things will happen. First possibility, nothing manifests. You spend the next year waiting for your wishes to come true, and they never do. You keep wondering why manifestation works for other people, but not for you. You start doubting whether any of this spiritual stuff is real. You become cynical and bitter, and you give up on trying to consciously create your reality. Second possibility, things manifest but slowly and partially. Instead of manifesting fully and quickly, your wishes trickle in over months or years. Instead of getting exactly what you asked for, you get watered-down versions. Instead of experiencing the joy of rapid manifestation, you experience the frustration of delayed and diminished results. Third possibility, things manifest but in distorted forms. Because your wishes were contaminated by other people's energy on November 1st, they manifest mixed with frequencies that aren't yours. You get what you asked for, but it comes with complications, problems, or strings attached that you didn't want. The job comes, but it's stressful. The money comes, but at a cost. The relationship comes, but it's not quite right. Any of these three outcomes, no manifestation, slow manifestation, or distorted manifestation, will be the result of not being alone on November Soust, and you'll have no one to blame but yourself because you were warned. You read this message, you knew what was required, and you chose to ignore it or compromise it or convince yourself it didn't apply to you. Don't let that be your story. Don't waste the most powerful manifestation day of the year by being around other people. Don't contaminate your wishes by letting external energy into your field. Don't compromise your results by refusing to do what's necessary. November Soust is coming. In fact, depending on when you're reading this, it might be here already, and you have a decision to make. Will you be alone? Will you protect your energy? Will you do what's required to manifest your wishes at maximum power? Or will you make excuses? Justify why you can't be alone, convince yourself that your situation is different, and then wonder why your wishes don't come true. The universe doesn't care about your excuses. Spiritual law doesn't bend because you have a busy schedule, or you don't want to disappoint people, or you think being alone for one day is too extreme. The conditions for manifestation are what they are. You can either align with them and get results, or ignore them and get nothing. I've given you the information. I've explained why November Soust is so powerful. I've told you why being alone is non-negotiable. I've shown you what happens if you're alone versus not alone. I've given you the specific ritual to perform. I've prepared you to recognize what happens after. Everything you need to manifest your wishes at maximum power is in this message. Now it's up to you. Make the choice. Protect November Soust, be alone. Do the ritual. Maintain pure frequency. And watch as your wishes manifest faster and more powerfully than you ever thought possible. Or don't. Compromise the day. Let people in. Contaminate your energy. And spend the next year regretting that you didn't listen when you had the chance. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, because November Soust only comes once a year, and once it passes, the portal closes. The opportunity is gone, and you'll have to wait another full year for manifestation conditions this powerful. Be alone on November Soost. Protect your wishes. Manifest your dreams. This is your moment. Don't waste it.